Several hours past midnight, Ned and Bill were asleep in the car. Jim at the wheel, the speedometer needle hovered around 90. They were making good time. Coming through Colville, Utah, a squad car silently flashed its lights. Bill and Ned woke up as Jim slowed the car to a stop. Bill and Ned spent nearly every dime they had made on entry fees for the weekend rodeos, so they didn't have much to lose. But Jim, been winning all that winter without paying any expenses, had a good stash of cash. "Don't say a word," he said to Bill and Ned as he watched the sheriff's image grow to the side mirror. "Just act real sad and scared. I'll handle the situation." The sheriff leaned in the window, took in the scene of the car, two bleary-eyed passengers, one with a broken arm driving, and all three cowboys. The usual discourse ensued over the assumed and determined speed of the vehicle. And the sheriff checked to see that Jim had a license. Jim insisted that they didn't have enough money to pay a fine, but the sheriff wasn't in the mood to be sweet-talked at 3 o'clock in the morning. He threw up his hands and ordered that they should follow him to the judge's house. Either that or they could spend the rest of the night in jail. On the way to the judge's house, Jim told Bill and Ned to cry. The old judge came to the door in his bathrobe, disgruntled at having been woken at such a late hour, and Jim, his arm pathetically crooked in an L-shaped cast, gave him a long song and dance about how they had been working in Las Vegas all winter and were down on their luck. He said they just had enough money to eat and buy gas to get back to Wyoming, where they hoped to find work. Despite Jim's instructions, Bill and Ned had to bite their lips to keep from laughing at the story. The judge, feeling a bit sorry for him, asked if they could leave something in lieu of the fine and send the money along when they had some. "I don't want to put you boys in jail," the judge said. Bill and Ned looked at Jim with round, imploring eyes. Jim took off his boots and held him out to the judge and shrugged. "They're the only thing I have of any value," he said, standing in his socks. At this, Bill and Ned nearly did start to cry. The judge shook his head. "It's not the purpose of the court to take a man's boots off him," he said, turning him loose. The boys broke into a fit of giggles as soon as they were back at the car, and Jim kept the speedometer clocking 90 the rest of the way to Clark.